So we have this secret list on the LNC, which is completely illegitimate, okay? And they abuse the hell out of it. But this was probably, I put this on the secret list. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I did. Because, well, I was trying to protect witnesses who I didn't know what their involvement was. You put something on the public list, all of a sudden people start attacking maybe people who had nothing to do with anything. So I put on the secret list, hey, I'm going to be doing these interviews. Here's the links. Any LNC member that would like to come and ask questions is invited. And I was savaged. How dare, this is before I even did the interviews. Right. You can't do this, whatever. And I'm like, well, I am. You can come in. I mean, of course, I can't see that email list now because they, removed my back. But I remember it. They remember it. And so from the beginning, I was attacked for this and called all kinds of names. Immediately it was about me. But I did the interviews, yes. But that background, people do not know how utterly savaged I was.
Yeah, right.
And listen, I give permission, any LNC member, publish that conversation. I started it on the internal list, so it's my privacy. I'm waiving it. Publish it. Let people see what you said.
Well, okay, so now as these interviews, as you started conducting these interviews, and the information started coming out, it became very obvious that this was exactly what it looked like, and that stories were conflicting with each other, and certain the co-conspirators were addressed, although not revealed.
Not yet.
Yeah, right. So it became pretty obvious what this was, and what ended up happening was that it not only drew backlash from the Mises Caucus, like you would have expected me to be out there, upset about this, but actually also Justin Amash and Spike Cohen and yourself and all of these other people who really, I suppose after the fact, then they always go back and go, well, you're all just Mises Caucus people or something. But are you telling me Justin Amash and Spike Cohen are just simping for the Mises Caucus? It just doesn't really make any sense. So it was pretty obvious what happened here was just that they saw naked corruption. And these guys were just like, no, I'm not okay with that, because these are principled guys, even though we may have some disagreements at times. And so this whole thing really kind of imploded. Then shortly after that, Joe Bishop Henchman, who was the chair at the time, he resigned, and he cited the growing bigotry in the party as the reason why he was resigning, which I always thought was just so transparently, phony, that it's like, oh yeah, the bigotry wasn't a big problem a couple weeks ago, but all of a sudden now the bigotry is a big problem and you have to resign.
And I'm the one who runs cover for bigots. See, he didn't call me a bigot, but I'm the one who runs cover for the bigots.
Yeah, it's always, I just can't, I can't express how reprehensible I find it, and it's something that, by the way, this is not always the case, but it is very often the case throughout. And this is one of the things that's such a problem with kind of the woke culture, is that oftentimes accusing others of bigotry and these horrible things is a way to cover up for your own ethical shortcomings, and you just all of a sudden get to label.
It's projection,
right? But to label other people with these like if your position is that bigotry is such an awful thing to be, to just label other people that because you got caught with your pants down is just, the lack of integrity is pretty unbelievable.